you're good enough for Detroit, Jay.
But they can't bear what comes with dirt.
Doesn't matter if you have one ass cheek and 3 toes. I will beat your ass.
Here comes that pressure. Mayfield in the middle. It's intercepted. It's Derek Barnes. Seattle's got to make a stop. Amon-Ra St. Brown's going to throw it back to Goff. Who had that on the bingo card? And a second. Here's a little trickery. St. Brown back to Goff. Lee Flicker's got Laporta wide open. Sam Laporta foot race towards the end zone. Diving touchdown. Unreal. 52 for the win. It is just good. Just inside the upright. Jake Bates, hometown hero. And the Lions have come all the way back. Here comes the heat. It's Hutchinson again. Number 3, the hat trick for Aiden Hutchinson.
Blocked there by Zylstra. It's caught by Jamison Williams. There he goes. Foot race with Miller. Foot race with Savage. That is 6 for number 9.
Just like the wine ring does, sing songs and I should sing it. Ooh, baby, ooh. Just like the wine ring does, sing songs and I should sing it. Ooh, baby, ooh.
Welcome to live emergency podcast episode. I'm your host Malcolm with my guy Tyler. Man, Tyler, what is going on? Why the hell are we here right now, man? What is going on?
Before we get into that, does it like just, man, when I watch the highlights of that beginning show, I'm like, damn. And it's just, I like, now I look back at it and I'm looking at where we're at right now. I'm like, man, this just feels like it's like corny right now. And, you know, it is what it is. But it just makes me reminisce. And it was only a year ago, but it makes me just reminisce. And it makes me sad. Now, in the position that we are in right now. But back to your original question, why are we here today? We are here today to report on an emergency pod. So go ahead, release the sirens. Release the sirens.
Oh, here we go. Oh, my bad. Fuck. Just out of control right now. Almost sirens.
So you hear the sirens. I was hoping this would be a good emergency pod.
Nope.
And then that's just not the case right now. We were planning to do one on Wednesday with some good news, but I'm kind of glad we didn't do it now. I'm glad we didn't do it because it would have been a big waste of time. Big. So the emergency podcast is, you know, we all got excited. We got blue-balled. Frank Ragnow announced that he was unretiring on Wednesday and that he was going to come back to the NFL. And we thought maybe we'd get him as soon as this upcoming game versus the Dallas Cowboys next Thursday. Now, you don't get him at all. You don't get him at all anymore this year. He had to report for a physical this morning, the Detroit Lions reported. And he not only failed the physical, he didn't have a grade 1, not a grade 2, a grade 3 hamstring strain. Which,
how the hell?
You know what a grade 3 hamstring strain is? That is like where basically it's off the bone. Like, you know, that is a very severe injury. Like, if you want some comparison, right? DJ Reed, you know, who was out for like 2 months, who just came back for the Giants game.
Yeah.
And he had to miss 2 months. He had a grade 2 hamstring. Frank Ragnow is a grade 3. So he's shut down. He failed his physical. And he's not going to be part of the Detroit Lions for this remainder of the season. So that is the big news. Malcolm, let's just get into your thoughts right now. I mean, when you saw the report this morning that Frank Ragnow is not going to return, what were your thoughts? Was it like, who cares anymore? Because you seem like you're kind of out of it already, or was it just another add-on? Like, where were your thoughts at?
It was a mixture of everything, man. First of all, I was thinking like, how? First, I was like, wait, how does that happen? I mean, he's been out of football for X amount of months.
Since the Washington game.
How does that type of injury happen? Did you get that shit during fishing? Did you get it trying chasing a bear? Like, what the fuck happened? What happened? How did he get that How did he get that type of hamstring injury?
And how do you not notice it? Like that's pain. I mean, DJ Reed had the card come out for him, and I'm not saying DJ Reed soft. Like that's like I feel like that's the appropriate feeling, right? Like you need help to get off wherever you are when you suffer an injury that's significant. And the crazy part was he was ready to roll. He goes, I'm good. And if he didn't take this physical, I'd like to believe that he wouldn't know he would have. But how do you not know you have a grade 3 hamstring strain? Like that's not something you just don't feel. You know what I mean? It's not like, I don't know. It's not a bruise that's like you're not going to feel in a couple of days. It's a grade 3 hamstring strain. Like that's a very serious injury. And yeah, I'm like you. I don't know where he suffered this injury from. It wasn't from football.
Something doesn't seem right with this. Something seems fishy. Because, like you said, how do you not know you have a grade 3 hamstring injury? You're just walking around at like normal. I mean, you know he's tough, but come on, are you or is he that tough to not notice that he has a grade 3 hamstring injury, and he wanted to come back to play football and just thought he was perfectly fine, he's good and healthy? Like I get it. Like when they do these physicals and they find something that you can't really feel, like tumors and shit. Like I get those, but Frank Ragnow should be able to feel if he has a grade 3 hamstring injury. I mean, come on. This is something that doesn't seem right. Like I'm feeling like, I don't know. Like you said earlier, I am kind of out of it. I have a feeling if the Lions won this game, I think that hamstring injury doesn't even come out. I think he passes the physical. I think he's good to go. That's just the way I look at it. I don't see them shutting them down if they won that game.
Yeah, it is interesting because I see the suspicion. I've seen it on like X, people talking about it on Instagram, saying like, if he knew he had a grade 3 hamstring, why would he even return in the first place? So exactly. Is this just the Lions saying, hey, buddy, we're going to just see what we could do with this squad, and if we could pull something off, great, but we'd love to have you next year maybe? Like, is that what this is? Like, I don't know. I don't know. Is Frank Ragnow going to play football again? Like, there's so many questions around this right now. And it's just really weird because even after Thanksgiving, even after the loss, like the guys were still hyped to have him. Like you heard in the media, Dan Campbell says, I'm freaking hyped to get Frank Ragnow. And this is after Green Bay. This was immediately after the game. And then, you know, you had Decker said, I told him to come back. Let's have one last rodeo together, whatever, right? You know, and Goff, he's pumped up. Like these guys were pumped up to have him back. So I see your suspicion too. And I see what a lot of people have been saying. It's like, how do you not feel that? And how are you just going to give it a go? Like you know, you have to feel right physically and mentally to say, I'm going to unretire and play again for the Detroit Lions. And obviously, he physically wasn't ready to go. And like you said, there's some small things. I've seen a lot of players fail physicals and they didn't even know what was going on. But this is not something that you just randomly fail. A grade 3 hamstring strain, like this is something you feel.
And how did that happen? That's not something from last year.
No.
That's not an injury from last year, guys. That's not something that it happened in the Washington game or it happened somewhere during it. They would have been healed by now. What happened? What was he doing? Was he playing a pickup game?
I mean,
was he playing? Did he do a turkey bowl at home and with the boys?
He does hunt
football.
He does hunt.
I know he hunts. Was he chasing a deer? What happened?
I don't know. But like, man, going back to the football side, man, this just like adds to like, what's the word, man? It just adds to the fuel of bad right now for what's around this organization right now. Because even after Thanksgiving, I know majority of the fan base was down, and I'll include both of us in that conversation where we were down and there wasn't much hope left, but like there was at the very minimum saying, hey, let's see what Frank Ragnow could do for this offense. It's not going to magically fix everything, but like it was going to help. It could have been something. Like it could have given him some type of momentum, gave him some type of boost. But now that's shut down. So this is what you got going forward, guys. You got, 5 more games left going in the rest of the season. division is very bleak right now. I mean, that's like I'm fully out on the division right now. That would be a miracle if they were able to pull that off.
Can't believe it, man. The Bears.
Your best case scenario now is, and there's still a pathway, and there's still an opportunity to go do that, is to get in from the wild card. But now it just got a lot harder because you thought you had some hope with Frank Ragnow, that you got the news on Wednesday, and then you find out Saturday morning, just 4 days afterwards, that his season shut down. And it's just like, man, it just adds to this weekend. This weekend has been absolute shit for Detroit sports fans.
Yeah, and it may continue. I know the Pistons played the Heat today, and they're missing this. You guys are missing your center, so I mean, don't want to bring that up there. But
you know who coached the defensive side for Ohio State today versus Michigan too?
Who?
Oh, you know him very well.
Oh, Matty P.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, he was in Michigan today. He was back. I can say back home, but he was back here.
Look at that. Shit. What is your level of hope right now? I know you said that they have a chance to get to the wild card. I'm looking at that because in order for the Lions to get that wild card spot, they either got to win out. They have maybe a one-loss window, but if they lose 2 games, I think they're done. I think it's not getting it. The NFC is so tight right now. I think 2 more losses, and the Lions are done. As far as even making the playoffs. It's fucking ridiculous. I can't believe I'm saying that now. I thought I was done. I thought I was done with this. As far as even talking about, can we make the playoffs? I thought I was done with this. Yeah. But here we are back now in 2025 now, and now we're asking, are the Lions going to make the playoff? Can we get a wild card spot? What is your level of hope of getting that with the schedule? This remaining schedule. Look at the remaining schedule. We play 1 team under 500.
Right. So you got Dallas this Thursday at home, and then you play LA Rams on the road, Pittsburgh at home, and then you finish the season off with 2 road games with Minnesota and Chicago.
And I want you to factor in 2 games without Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Well, that's not necessarily true. They got some good news potentially that's in that he could return maybe as soon as this Thursday.
Oh, look at that. Okay. Yeah.
So there's some hope that it's not hopeful, but like there's like he's not ruled out yet. So there's a chance that he could play this week, and this could be.
All right, let's just say he doesn't play.
Say he doesn't play. Yeah, that's fair. What's the chances? So I saw this tweet yesterday from Mark Ryan, who worked for 97-1 The Ticket, and he pointed out that 11-6. That has been 100% make rate since the new playoff format. So if you go 11-6, which would be 1 more loss the rest of the way, that is 100% guaranteed rate since the NFL has introduced the 7 playoff teams, right? Okay. If they go 10-7, I think it's a 90% rate that they still make it from the format that has been added to this, right? But it's going to depend on who they lose to. Because like you mentioned, this is very, very tight right now. You're in a race with a lot of teams right now. You're right behind San Francisco, who still has a bye week remaining. So it's a little, skewed right now with the standings, why they have 1 more win than you, because they're going to have a bye week 14. So we have 1 more game extra played than them. Or they have 1 more game extra played than us right now.
Yeah.
So it's a little skewed right now. So, but yeah, the losses and, who they play are going to be very important. Like Dallas is a very, very important game. They're right there in the race with you. They're the 9th seed right now. You're the 8th seed. So, with that schedule remaining, and yes, they have some injuries, and this O-line play is not great. I still feel pretty good about making the playoffs. Now, what they do in the playoffs, I have no idea. But like as far as making the playoffs and just squeezing in, right? Just like, even if they're a 7th seed or 6th seed, I still feel pretty good. If I had to give it a percentage out of 100, I'm still over 50% right now that I think the Lions make the playoffs right now. I think it's still a 60 or 70% chance that the Lions make the playoffs this year, where they are standing right now.
Even with the amount of division losses they have, because if they come to a tiebreaker, more than likely they're not going to get it.
Division's gone. I gave up on that. I think it's between Green Bay and Chicago.
Yeah, but you gotta factor in if they have a tied record with somebody. If the records are tied and they didn't play each other, so there's no head-to-head matchup, it
Right.
falls into the division.
Yeah.
Division wins, and then after that is NFC, I think, opponents. But the division wins it could be a tiebreaker as far as who gets that 7th seed. So say, let me give you an example. If they're tied with the 49ers at the end of the season, we didn't play the 49ers. So the next column is who has more division wins. And
it's either division or conference wins, but yeah.
Yeah, I think it's division wins. Who has the more division wins? And
regardless, San Fran's kind of kicking our ass right now on both those stats.
Yeah, so I mean, it's tough. We put ourselves in a big hole with losing these division games and losing these NFC opponents. We put ourselves in a really big hole to try to even make a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
So not only do we got to win out or maybe lose one of these games and try to get in, we got to worry about these tiebreaker scenarios, and it's just not looking good. Everything is really against us right now. They really put themselves behind the wall this year.
Yeah, I'm looking at San Fran's schedule right now too. I mean, it's not that tough. I mean, at least the next 2 games. I mean, they got Cleveland tomorrow in Cleveland, and then they play Tennessee next week at home.
That's a dub.
So that's like 2 very winnable games. And the last 3 games they're tough. You got to go to Indy. Indy's rolling right now. And then
they've been playing pretty bad. I think the last 2 games they've been playing pretty bad.
Yeah, they went to OT with the Chiefs and they lost that game. But yeah, then they play the Bears week 17 at home, so that should be a close competitive game. And then Seattle to close the year, and they've been pretty impressive too.
Seattle's been really good.
So from Detroit's perspective, so out of that list, you probably maybe see 2 losses out of San Fran. Maybe they go 3-2 the rest of the way.
They could lose the Seattle. Well, Seattle could probably be leading the division. They could be benching those guys week 18. Who knows? I'm not sure of their scenario.
Well, they're behind right now. The Rams right now. The Rams are
the Rams leading the division. Yeah. So, my bad.
So they're in a wild card spot right now, Seattle.
Okay, so yeah, more likely than they're gonna play their guys because they lose, they could probably be out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, so if you said 3 wins for San Fran, like if you're chalking up Cleveland and Tennessee, right? You have 2 wins right there, and then if you think that they could pull at least just go 1-2 between those tough games between the Colts, Bears, and Seahawks, that's 11 wins right there. And right now they have tiebreakers over the Lions, so in that case, the Lions would have to win out most likely. So
yeah,
it still would make it. So it does make it tough, right?
That's the chance of the Lions winning out with their situation right now.
Yeah, and then Green Bay's at 8-3-1, but you have both losses to them. Who does Green Bay play? Because that's big too. So they play the Bears twice, so they're gonna beat up on each other. God knows where that goes. Broncos, so their schedule's kind of tough too. I mean, they got the Bears twice. They got the Broncos, Baltimore, and Minnesota. So
we need a lot of help, is what you're saying. We need right now. We do not control our own destiny.
Not necessarily. So yeah, they need
a lot of help.
They need one of these teams to kind of fall off a little bit between San Fran or Green Bay, and then Detroit obviously has to capitalize on it too. That's not even a guarantee. They have to capitalize if one of these teams do fall.
Yeah, the problem I'm having right now is I think our schedule. The fact that we only play one team under 500, and this team hasn't really shown that, like, if they play a team that has a defense that's in that top 10, that they're able to play comfortable football. Like, they haven't shown that this year. The offensive line is good now. No Frank Ragnow is going to continue to be an issue. I don't know what the hell happened to Coach Shep. I have no idea what happened, because he was playing as we were talking about him possibly getting a head coaching job. By the way, he got these guys playing, just these guys who are not even starting caliber players. How he got these guys in the best position to make plays on the ball. Now it's like, I don't remember last time I seen Coach. I don't remember last time I seen his team on defense send out a damn blitz. When the last time we blitzed somebody? Yeah. Did you like last game? Did you see us blitz anybody?
I was like thinking at one point like Anzel's going to go at one point, or it's going to be Jack Campbell at one point, and it just felt like they kind of just sat back and covered every single time, and they had no answers for the Packers, especially on third down.
I don't get it. Because we've seen in the past they're blitzing Brian Branch. We had some safety blitzes out there. we're blitzing a lot of our linebackers. They're good blitzers. Send Brian Burns. Send Anzalone. Send some guys out there. You just rushing your front four, and these quarterbacks have all day. If I was this coordinator, I'll be blitzing every single down because they're not putting enough pressure to lower the clock speed to hurry to hurry the quarterback up. They're not doing that. Why are we not blitzing?
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. It's like everything they were doing before is like they went away from it. And I just don't get it. I don't understand.
I mean, just to say the very least, these next 5 games are ginormous for the Lions. I mean, they have to do what they got to do out there, and then you got to, like you said, hope for some luck from some of these other teams to start losing some games. So it's going to be tough.
See, do you know who we played the other day? We played the Cowboys, Rams, Steelers, Vikings, and Bears. Those are the next 6, but no, the next 5.
Next 5, yeah.
I don't know, man.
So where do you give it percentage-wise if you had to go out of 100?
Out of 100, I'm at 20.
20% they make it?
20% of this team make the playoffs right now. 20%. Because our schedule is not cupcake, is a hard schedule.
Right.
Going down the road. And this team just hasn't shown that they could beat these good teams. I have us getting smacked by the Cowboys and the Rams. I think those are going to be the 2 back-to-back. We might lose 3 games in a row. And this is the way I look at it. Just looking at the schedule. We lost to the Packers. Cowboys have been playing really good football. I have us getting smacked by the Cowboys, and I was getting smacked by the Rams.
Yeah. That's fair.
And then after that, I mean, you're from there, you're done. There's nothing you can do at that point.
Yeah, if you lose 3 in a row between Green Bay, which you already lost, and then Dallas and the Rams, yeah, I mean, you're sitting at 7-7 now. That's a bad spot.
But like right now, guys, I'm at 20. But everything changes. Everything could change. Anything could change. Say the Lions win these next 2 games. Say they beat the Cowboys, which I don't think is going to happen. Say they beat the Cowboys and say they beat the Rams. And we look good. Look like Detroit Lions football is back. Now our chances of getting to the playoffs is much higher. I think this team maybe, they may have found something. If they win these next 2 games, that means obviously they found something. They found something, and a lot of the issues that they have is corrected. Maybe they're now putting more pressure on the quarterback. Maybe they're blitzing more. Maybe these guys on the offensive line, maybe they start different people in the interior, Miles Frazier maybe, and maybe they have more help and give Goff more time. And now Goff is not in a panic, and he looks like a better quarterback out there. Maybe Dan Campbell elevates his play calling game and now is a better play caller. There's a lot of things that have to happen for us to figure this shit out. If all that happens and we get past these next 2 games, I'm back in. I'm like, yo, I'm here.
Dude.
We're back.
Dude, isn't this comment so accurate though right now? We can go 4-1 or 1-4 and anywhere in between the next 5 games. And I just have no idea. This team could do anything, man, right now. Yeah. Right? It wouldn't shock me in any direction. If they go 4-1, they go 1-4. Yeah, I could see both ways. Or where they only win 2 of these games the rest of the way, or 3 games. Everything is on the table right now for this Detroit Lions team. And I think the one thing that's kind of keeping me optimistic and hopeful at least a little bit, at least as far as making the playoffs, is they have the reputation and they've shown in the past that they like being the underdogs and they've been good in the underdog situation. Like in 2022, they were underdogs in almost every game. They just found ways to win that. And I know this team right now doesn't have that same mojo that they did in 2022, but it's a crazy game. It's a week-to-week game. Things could change very, very quickly. Like you said, man, you beat Dallas at home, then you go pull an upset in LA next week. Things are looking way more positive. People are going to be looking at the Lions, say, hey, they are back. They are a scary team in the playoffs. It's kind of like the Lions have earned some type of respect in a certain way what they've done the last 2 years, where you don't want to fully count them out until they're fully out. It's kind of like the Chiefs right now. Like the Chiefs are 6-6. I'm not fully out on the Chiefs yet. You shouldn't be fully out on the Chiefs because they've shown that winning reputation. And I'm not saying the Lions are the Chiefs because the Chiefs have way better resume than the Lions do. I mean, they have won Super Bowls, right? So
Yeah.
I don't want to go as far as that, but there's just some of those teams right now that I think a lot of people look around the NFL, and it's just a weird year right now. Like Buffalo 7-4, Baltimore 6-6, KC 6-6, and Detroit 7-5. It's like there's a lot of these teams right now. It's like, man, what is going on? But I think a lot of the NFL fans are looking at this and say, I'm not counting these teams out until they're fully out. And I think that's how you should look at it, because it's hard to count those teams out because they have the reputation and they've shown that they can win this league with the current guys that they have right now and the current coaching staff they have right now. So I understand the perspective that why you're bleak on it. You're not hopeful. And I don't think people should be hopeful right now. But at the end of the day, you are 7-5. 7-5 is not 4-7.
No, it's
like
not.
like
We're still above 500.
you are still in the thick of this race right now, and you don't technically control your own destiny. But if you just keep on winning and continue to show that you could win, things will go in your favor. If they go 12-5, I'll tell you guys they're going to the postseason. They go 11-6, I think they're going to the postseason.
12-5. That means they went out.
That's what I'm saying. Well, like, I know that's very bleak right now, but I'm saying they don't technically control their own destiny, but they kind of do. Like, if they just keep winning, and if they show they could win, they'll be in there.
It's just, the only thing that's tough is because we just have so much things going against us right now. That's the problem. We just have so many things going against us, and we have to figure everything out in a snap. Like, it has to be like starting next week, we figured this shit out.
Yeah.
Like, it has to be a situation like that. And it's so much that is like, it's almost impossible. It's just almost impossible. Now, the defense, can they generate more pressure in the next few weeks and be a better defense? And it looked like the defense we've seen earlier in the year. That's possible. So that issue is not that much of a big deal. But when we're talking about the play calling issue, the interior offensive lineman issue,
yeah,
I think that's going to ultimately be our downfall because we don't have a play caller. Dan Campbell's calling plays. Dan Campbell was not sent to Detroit to do that. We know that. He wasn't sent here to do that. So it's like, not because we don't have a true play caller and this offensive line, man, I just don't see it.
Yeah.
I just don't see it when we have to play against these teams that are these winning teams that have a good defense, good defensive line, those type of teams. It's just for us to win that many games with this remaining games. That's the reason why I'm kind of like I'm not going to set myself up to be disappointed. I just accept it now. So when it happens, it is what it is. But this is a good question. I see somebody ask this right here, and I think it's a good question to ask. Do we trust Jared Goff? Do you trust Jared Goff?
From a perspective of like the situation's right. I mean, and right now the situation isn't perfect right now, and we've said that before. I think we've said that in the past. I've been fair with Goff, right? Like when the situation is really good around him, he's gonna thrive, right? And you saw it the last 2 years. I mean, and even in the beginning of this year, like he was absolutely balling. I mean, right now though, in the current situation that you have right now, he's gonna have to elevate his game too. Like he's gonna have to. I'm not gonna say carry, but like he's got to elevate his game. He's got to carry a little more on the load. I mean, no Amon-Ra St. Brown potentially for a little bit. O-line issues, that's been an issue all year. It's kind of go time for me. And then like for me, do I trust Goff in that situation? I would obviously hope for the situation to be better for him. It's tough though, man, because when you don't have a mobility, it limits your game a lot, and he doesn't really have that. And when you don't have a good O-line, it really limits Goff's ability because the Goff needs a good O-line to be, the Jared Goff that we know he could be. But when he's not getting protection like he should be, you're not seeing the best version of him. And you could say that about a lot of quarterbacks, right? There's only a couple guys that are really good elevators that could deal with situations. So I trust him to a certain extent. But it's going to be tough, man. It's going to be tough the rest of the way. I mean, with or without Amon-Ra St. Brown. I mean, Sam Laporta's not coming back this year. This O-line is going to be an issue the rest of the way, any way you look at it. Any type of combination that you put out there the rest of the way, it's going to be bad. Whether it's Graham Glasgow, whether it is, Tristan Colon, whether it's Miles Frazier, whoever it is, right? It's going to be a not ideal situation. So I trust him as far as he could go, but it's you know what I mean? It's tough right now when the situation's not better for him. But where are you at with that?
So I think Jared Goff is in a situation where I would say 98% of quarterbacks in the NFL would be in. All right. It's tough. You know, Jared Goff is a quarterback that plays a lot of things got to fall in place with Jared Goff. You know, he has to be one protected. Just like a lot of quarterbacks, they're not protected. They're in shambles. He also have to have a good rapport with his play caller. I mean, him and his play caller got to be on the same page. We've seen that with Ben Johnson. When he was at Ben Johnson, he looked comfortable. You know, and the throws were there. Like he was anticipating throws, you know, throwing before the guys that were even on, you know, made their breaks. The ball was there. When he's in sync with his coordinators, we see the best version of Jared Goff. But it's like when he is not in sync with his coordinators, when we see that version of Jared Goff is where we've seen when his last few years in LA, his first few years here. We see that version of Jared Goff, where it's like, okay, why is he missing these throws? Why does he look uncomfortable? What's going on? You know, we see that version of Jared Goff, and it's because a lot of things are not falling in place. He's not being protected. He's not in coordination with his coordinator, the play caller, and that's the version of Jared Goff we're seeing right now. So the only way we can see that better version of Jared Goff is if he and Dan Campbell, as far as him being the play caller now, they click. And then, you know, Goff is more comfortable. And then we could probably see a better version of Goff. This year, I just don't see it happening. I think this is Goff we're going to see for the remainder of the year. He's going to be pressured. He's going to be pressured. The play calling is not going to be the best. We may see another game where we see 4 runs and down the middle just because the play calling is not comfortable with Goff. Goff not comfortable with play caller. There's a lot of things that's not in sync right now with this team offensively. So do I trust Jared Goff down the line? Jared Goff, I say this all the time. Jared Goff could win. He could win. He could win for you, but a lot of things got to fall in place. You know, you can say that about almost
every quarterback. I mean, just look at the. All right, who do you consider like the 2 top guys? I mean, all right, top 3 guys you probably have in some order of Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, right?
And you could throw Stafford in there. And the reason why I say that because look at Stafford. Stafford was in Detroit, and Stafford, you know, a lot of people question him. Is he good? Can he win big games? Is he the problem? Can he win in Detroit? Everybody look at Stafford as a question. Stafford leaves. He has a better play caller and way better situation. And he's an MVP conversation. He's probably the leading front runner for MVP. Yeah. And like I said, that's what I'm saying. If you're in a bad spot where the play calling is not, you're not in sync with the play caller, you're not being protected. You can have the quarterback could be decent and it could be good, but he's just in a really rough spot right now. And unfortunately, Goff right now, because he's not in sync with Dan Campbell calling the plays, and that's not having a true play caller, he's in a rough spot right now.
And missing his 2 biggest safety blankets, Laporta and Amon-Ra right now.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough. I mean, you're going to see those bad throws. You're going to see those because he's just not comfortable right now.
Yeah, I mean, look at Lamar Jackson right now. He's been very poor the last 3 to 4 games. This team is sitting at 6-6 and 9. He's, you know, he was hurt for a little bit. He was out for a while, but he's not getting protected like he's usually getting protected. So you're not seeing the best version of Lamar Jackson right now. And look at Patrick Mahomes, same deal. Like they're at 6-6. Like everything's not right around him right now. So you can say about literally every quarterback, I think. If the situation is not right around you, it's hard to thrive. A quarterback can only carry you so much. I mean, you need pieces. You need protection. I mean, just for a play to develop, you need protection. And we're not seeing that consistently out of Goff. I mean, a lot of it's not even his fault. Like, yes, I would love if Goff could extend plays and, you know, run out the pocket and, you know, make some crazy throws. That would be great. But we're not even doing the simple things right. I mean, like if he's getting pressured immediately and he's going down right away, that's not a Jared Goff problem. If KO Ishika's getting pushed down right away and he gets, you know, someone in his face right away, that's not a Jared Goff problem. Yeah. So, yes, like I wish there was some more upside where he can maybe extend plays because that's where you see these different guys where they can make a difference. And Goff just doesn't have that ability, unfortunately. But, yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I still think Jared Goff could win if the situation is right. And you saw it the last 2 years. Like, we didn't lose all of it because of Jared Goff. We didn't lose to San Francisco in the NFC Championship because of Jared Goff. Jared Goff could have brought us to the Super Bowl in 2023. It wasn't his fault. He was there. He did everything he had to do.
Facts.
He doesn't factor Josh Reynolds dropping the ball. He doesn't
Facts.
factor Jahmyr Gibbs fumbling the ball.
Facts.
Or Kindle Vildor having a ball hit off his helmet, Brandon Ayuk making a crazy catch.
Jesus Christ.
Jared Goff did everything possible to go win that game. And he could have been a Super Bowl leading quarterback with the Detroit Lions. He did it in the LA before, and he could have done it in Detroit, and he could have had the opportunity. It wasn't his fault that we lost that game.
Absolutely. That year it eats me apart every time I think about it. That year, 2023 Lions. We should be talking about how special that year was. That's what we should. That should have been the convo. The conversation should have been how special that year was, and we should have won the Super Bowl that year, or at least even went to the Super Bowl. But yeah, Jared Goff, he just is what it is, man. Yeah, but you know what I think it is? I think the frustrating part with the fans, and it's just them, they're not really understanding. It's his missed throws. They're seeing throws from Jared Goff, and they're like, yo, what the fuck is he throwing it to? Throwing it to the dirt. A lot of it is because he's uncomfortable, guys. The play is sped up in his head where he knows he doesn't have enough time because his offensive line is not going to block these guys. He knows he'll get hit. He knows he's going to take a hit from the defensive lineman. So he dropped back a pass. Instead of a play that takes maybe 3 seconds, he knows he got to get the ball off by 2 or whatever because everything is sped up in his head. And I think it's causing him to have these bad throws. And he's not playing his best football when he's like that. When he's under pressure like that and under stress, he's not playing his best football.
100%. Yeah. No, I mean, you guys saw it here. If you guys were here for Stafford era, like when he didn't have everything around him, and you guys know me, I am the biggest Matthew Stafford fan. That's my guy. Absolute guy.
Mine too.
Yeah. And he's shown, obviously, he could elevate players, but we saw it for however many years, 11 years of Matthew Stafford. Look what he's doing in LA. We know the guy's the elite of the elite. He should be a Hall of Fame quarterback. I hope he is. That's a different conversation, a different day. But my point is saying like how elite of a guy that was. Monumental to zero success in Detroit.
Zero.
And it's
zero
not because
wins.
of Matthew Stafford.
0 playoff wins.
0 division wins.
0 division wins.
0 division wins. 0 playoff wins. And that's not on Matthew Stafford. You guys see what he's doing right now in LA. You need help around you. This is not basketball where one guy could carry you. This is not 2016 LeBron or 2018 LeBron James carrying J.R. Smith, Iman Shumpert, Mo Williams, Kyle Korver to the NBA Finals. NFL football in general is a complementary sport. You can't have one guy carry you on any side of the ball. It helps, but you can't have one guy singularly carry you. You're giving Matthew Stafford, Andy Jones, and TJ Jones. He can only go so far with that receiving core, and you're not protecting for him. He can only go so far with that core, and that's the situation that Goff's in. It's not as bad as that, but
no,
it's not as good as it was last year or 2 years ago, and that's why you're not seeing the same results from Jared Goff like you saw last year.
But you gotta factor in, it's not like weapons around you. I think Goff had. I mean, when you had Stafford had Calvin Johnson. He had weapons, Man never had a running back that he could rely on, like Jahmyr Gibbs. But he did have weapons, I think the key factor is coaching matters. Coaching matters. The coaching is having a good play caller and offensive coordinator that you are in sync with is such a big role. If you can be the most talented quarterback in NFL, all right, say if Patrick Mahomes was drafted to the 2010 Lions. Patrick Mahomes would never be Patrick Mahomes, guys. He would not be Patrick Mahomes because he would have been in Detroit. The play calling would have been shitty. His system would have been shitty, and he wouldn't have had success. It just shows what you need to be successful. Patrick Mahomes had Andy Reid. Andy Reid's one of probably the best play callers of all time. Maybe talking about coaches wise, he has success with him. Jared Goff had his success here. He had Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson, one of the better play callers. Right now we have Dan Campbell. This is that's what's factored into this year. It's just because we have Dan Campbell calling plays. I don't see Goff evolving or we're taking that next step to being that better quarterback. And because the play calling just is horrible.
Yeah, play calling and protection. It's the two biggest things, and it's things that they're missing right now, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And
This
it's
is a good-
it's
Oh,
things
go
that we're
ahead.
not gonna it's things that we're not gonna really be getting reinforcements this year. And you're hoping you could maybe get a little bit with Ragnow, and no, that's thrown out the window.
No, that's not happening. But this is a good question. I see here in the comments.
Should we
Should we
still?
st-
Oh, go
Yeah,
ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, should we still be a Brad Holmes believer, even though he continues to ignore certain needs? This is a good question.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you should be blind and just follow everything the guy does. I think there's definitely reasons to be critical. I mean, what Brad has done, first off and foremost, he's built the core, and I think he's done a very good job of doing that. So, like, you should be appreciative of what he's done. I don't think he's a bum by any means. I think he's still a very, very talented and good general manager. But, there has been some needs for the last couple of years. And, you kind of talked about on Thursday after the post-game show versus Green Bay. And the Lions just kind of have this approach. It's like, hey, we're good. We could do what we want to do. I mean, Brad Holmes for himself said we're good, right? Like that was his words, right?
Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, this is a big offseason for him, man. It's a big offseason for him and Dan, I think. I talked about it. I think they have three big needs that they need to address this offseason. One and foremost, we just mentioned it, offensive coordinator. That's got to be a big deal. That's got to be a big hire. That's something they have to address this offseason big time, is getting a legit play caller for Jared Goff to make him more comfortable and have some more success. And then two is this is Brad's job, is improving the roster, improving the trenches, something that he's done a very good job since he's been here. This year is kind of unacceptable, honestly. I mean, between the offensive line play, I mean, he got screwed over a little bit with the Ragnow retirement, and he didn't really have much time to prepare. But O-line needs a big improvement, and they need to finally address this other edge spot. You got Aiden Hutchinson. He's a great player. You got to address this other side, man, because they have been trying to do this whole Josh Pascal route, this whole Marcus Davenport route for the last 2 years. Al-Quddin Muhammad now. Like, there just needs to be an actual pulse out there that's consistent. A guy that has a reputation of being good in this league and healthy in this league. And Brad has ignored that year in, year out. That's the biggest question mark that I've had on him, is addressing that other side of the edge. So this is going to be a big offseason for him. And I don't think people are going to be as they're going to be more critical of him. After this season, they're going to be more eyes on Brad Holmes than there's ever been on him, probably since when he first got here. So he's got to get the situation right. We know he's a great talent evaluator, so that's a good thing in our favor. But he's got to get the situation right, because we have some needs this offseason. So him and Dan both have some big shoes to fill in, and kind of have to get this boat back on where we were just last year.
Yeah. The way I feel about Brad, first and foremost, I want to say, can't take away what he's done in Detroit. All right. Between him and Dan Campbell, they completely turned this franchise around. This was a franchise that was a joke, and they changed the culture, and definitely don't want to take that away. All right. As far as him finding talent in the draft and him being, getting with the scout team and just getting the right guys in Detroit in that draft process has been probably the best in the league in that standpoint, finding talent in the draft. My biggest issue is when it comes to Brad Holmes is those in-season adjustments when you need to make those moves in the trade deadline or in mid-season. Things are not going well, maybe, and you need that guy to replace that guy, or maybe you have a team that's 6-2 at the deadline, and you just want to say, all right, let's go all in and just get the stuff for the Super Bowl. Let's do that. I don't have much faith in him in a situation like that. You see other teams do it, like, we see the Eagles do it. We see the Rams, when they won the Super Bowl, they went out and got Von Miller. I talk about it all the time. They went out and got Von Miller to make themselves a staple to be, Super Bowl contenders. Dan Campbell has that mindset of not Dan Campbell, Brad Holmes. He has that mindset that we're okay. We're good, guys. This is it. We made it 6-2 here, And this is the same roster that got 6-2. Let's just take the same roster and just keep it going, guys. Let's go to the Super Bowl, But instead of just saying, all right, we're 6-2, let's make us even better. Let's make this 6-2 team even better. Let's go out, go to these teams that have a losing record. They're out of the playoffs. They're probably rebuilding. Let's go out and get a dog. Let's go out and get a dog and bring that dog in this team. And in that way, we are for sure Super Bowl favorites. We're for sure Super Bowl contenders. Let's do that. I don't see Brad Holmes being that dog to do that as a GM. I don't see him doing that and getting that dog in Detroit mid-season to just make that staple of, this is going to be a Super Bowl contending team right here.
Yeah.
He's just complacent, man. And that's the part that's killing me.
Yeah. It's like the Pistons in 04. You went and get cheated in the mid-season, right? That got him over the hump. You mentioned it in 2021. I think that's one of the best examples. Go out there. No one's complaining about a second-round pick if you're in the Super Bowl and you win the Super Bowl.
No, you're not.
Do you think Rams fans are complaining that Von Miller won him a Super Bowl, but then he left the next offseason? No. He's a legend there forever.
Is this what it is, man?
Like, I've been dying for this move for so long. Just like going out there and just go get a guy. And I know it's tough sometimes because like it takes two teams to tango. Sorry, but you could force someone's hands. Yeah, you could go make a new.
If you really want somebody, you're gonna make it happen. And we've seen the Colts do that with Sauce Gardner. Yeah. And I know, like I said, if you want a player, yeah, you overpaid, but guess what the overpay may come with? The overpay may come with the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
This team we have our core guys, and we're paying these core guys right now. Why are we still building?
Like if the line's in the deadline, hypothetically, right? And I know he didn't get traded, but like let's just say that he was available. Let's say the Lions say, hey, take a second round pick, Cincy, give us Trey Hendrickson. You think anybody is complaining about that if Trey Hendrickson is performing high level on the other side of Aiden Hutchinson, even if he leaves in the offseason next year?
No.
Exactly not. Even if you don't win the Super Bowl, yes, very disappointing that you didn't win it because you traded a second round pick to go get this guy. But you're giving yourself a better opportunity, a better chance to go out there and win that. Do you have a better shot with Trey Hendrickson or a better shot without him?
No, we have a way better shot with him.
You have a way better shot with him, right? Even if it's just for a year. And like we said, man, when you have those windows, you have to maximize it. This is not a sport where you just kind of hold on to what you got and it's going to last forever. Like you see guys are going to regress from year to year and guys are going to get better from year to year. Like it's weird, but roster turnaround is crazy in the NFL. You see probably 60% new roster every single year. Like, yeah, you have your main core of guys, but all the other secondary complementary pieces, you don't know if those guys are going to be back next year, and injuries. Like there's just so many things that go into it. And I just feel like we never have that go. Let's go now. Let's see what we can do with this team. And it's just unfortunate, man, because I think this year it could have helped if they went out there and got a guy. So, and they did, and they stayed quiet.
Possibly. I think the biggest year that killed us on that is 2023. I think that was the year when he should have did it. Because I think that year was special. We had everybody. Frank Ragnow. We had everybody. All our coordinators were there. It was special, man. That was a special year. I think they could have did it, but they didn't. They sat tight, did nothing. This year, if they'd have got somebody, would have made it better. Dan Campbell's still calling plays for us. I don't know, man.
Yeah,
there's so many things that's bad with us right now. It's like even though I wanted Dan Campbell, I wanted him to make a move. Looking at it now, it's like, all right, Dan Campbell's still calling plays for us.
It would have been tough. It would have definitely been tough, but like it gives you an increased chance to do something this year.
It does. I mean, it fixed. Like, say we went out and got somebody. Say we got Phillips, the guy who the Eagles drafted the trade for.
Phillips, yeah,
Jaden Phillips. Say we got him. That instantly makes our defense better. All
exactly.
right, now we have a better pass rush, and that fixed the defensive issue. But now we just got to worry about trying to fix the offensive issue, But that fixed something. But now we have nothing to fix us right now. Now it's just nothing there.
There's nothing to lean on because there was at least at some point in the season, like especially that Philly game, you had the defense to kind of lean on. They were kind of carrying you a lot of these games and giving you opportunities to win the games. Tampa was a great example where the offense was never really on, but the defense kind of carried you to that win. And like you said, the last what has it been? Probably since the Philly game, right? The last 2 games between New York and Green Bay. There's not really been anything to kind of carry you on either side of the ball. There's nothing there. There's nothing to really lean on. Say, hey, our defense is going to make a stop. It's okay. We're going to have another chance. Or how I used to feel with the Lions and say, hey, defense might give us some points, but our offense is going to go respond right away. They're going to go score. There's nothing you feel confident either way. Offense, defense, or special teams. All 3 phases, you don't feel confident in any of them right now.
Yeah, right now because they just haven't been playing good. Like the defense have been, like you said, they've been playing good, but like the last couple games, what's going on? We can't stop the run. They're running. The teams are running on us at will. Last week we gave up 125 rushing yards on the total. It seems like they're completing at a higher rate now. Like these quarterbacks are just completing wherever they want to complete against us in the passing game. Did teams like figure it out, Coach Shep? Did they figure them out, or is it just that they're just not getting pressured and they know they're not getting pressured and they're just all right? We're going to chip Aiden Hutchinson, have him chip him, and the rest of nobody else is going to do anything. So the quarterback is going to have all day. Is that what our team are approaching it right now, or what's going on?
I think it's a little bit of both right now. That Shep maybe has been figured out a little bit, and now this is where you see if he's a good coordinator or not. How is he going to respond? How is he going to combat people seeing what people are seeing, and they're attacking that now, and it's being successful against his defenses. And this is the NFL, man. This is a game, a week-to-week game. You see how people combat, and that's where you find out who the good coaches and who the bad coaches really are. If you stick to one mindset, a great example, Matt Patricia, remember the cover one, he was do or die by that, right? Whether it worked or not, we're going to stick with it. That's the Matt Patricia's philosophy. We're never going to adjust. Bad coach. Now, see, how could Calvin Shepard respond? Because he has been exposed the last 2 weeks. Because it's been good for a lot of the year, but it got exposed the last couple of weeks. Now you have a big test this Thursday versus Dallas. How are you going to respond to that? It's a big test. You got a quarterback that's balling out right now in Dak Prescott, and you got 2 probably top 5 receivers in the NFL with CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. You got a baller tight end. You got a guy that at running back, Javonte Williams, has been really good. So it's a big test for him. How are you going to respond now that you've been figured out? And now that's where we're going to kind of figure out if Calvin Shepard is legit, or is he just one of these guys that's going to stick by his philosophy and I just believe it. It's going to work. It's going to work. There's got to be an adjustment. You got to be humbled sometimes. So I'm hoping that the humbling the last 2 weeks wakes him up a little bit and says, hey, we got to adjust and let's see what could work. And we're going to find out if he's a good coordinator or if he's a bad coordinator. And right now I like to believe that he's still a good coordinator because he's done a lot of good things. But these last 2 games have been an uh-oh for him. So, he's got to clean it up, and his defense has to clean it up.
Yeah, the weird thing is like you watch the season, all right? You watch the season with Coach Shep and his defense, and you see the stuff that he's not doing now. He did it before. But he's just going away from it.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, I don't remember the last time we blitzed the quarterback. Why are we not setting Brian Branch on these safety blitzes? Why are we not blitzing our linebackers? Why like hell? Sometimes go cover zero. Send everybody. God damn it! Why are we not blitzing?
Yeah, it's sometimes I think a thing of just trying to get too cute, and we see a lot in football of coaches getting too cute and trying to be different all the time. But yeah, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. Like it's not working the last 2 weeks, so it's time to go back to the drawing board and let's go adjust again. So maybe you go look back at what you were doing earlier on in the year. You go look what you did against Philly. You look at what you did against Tampa. You got to go back to those old game films and say, hey, what do we do in those games? What made this defense successful? And they have to kind of go back and adjust. Like I said, that's what we're going to see if Coach Shep is a good coach or not. It's still so young for him. It's his first year ever doing it.
Yeah.
So we're going to see how he's going to adjust in the fly. This is his first time ever calling plays. So now that you've been exposed the last 2 games, you have a week to adjust now. You got Dallas. Let's see it. And I think he's a smart guy. I really do think he's a smart guy. So I'm hoping that he could adjust, and I think he's going to be a good coach in this league in some capacity. I don't know about head coach, but good coordinator at the very least.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, we'll see what happens. Will the Lions figure it out, man? I mean, that's the topic of this episode. Will we figure it out?
Yep. And it just got tougher now because with the news he got with Frank Ragnow being out.
Yep.
Yeah. So, what do you think this O-line looks like the rest of the way going forward? Just Decker, what are you doing with left guard? I mean, center, you assume Glasgow now kind of fits in there. You're maybe thinking you'd go back to left guard and Ragnow would go to center when you're getting Frank back, but obviously that's no longer a thing. I guess the only big spot that could be replaced is left guard. Is it going to be Oshika? Is it going to be Frazier? Is it going to be Cologne? What do you expect the rest of the way? I mean, maybe Mahogany comes back at some point. I don't know.
The only thing of hope is that the development of Miles Frazier. That's the only thing you could kind of hope right now.
Yeah.
That his development and he's able to, you can plug him and play him and he'll be able to perform at a high level. But that's a lot to ask for.
It is.
Rookie. He hasn't had much playing time. Did he even do camp? No camp, no nothing.
Do you think it hurts though, like just to throw him out there? Like, I think it's better. I'm not saying he's going to be better, but like, man, it just feels like it can't really get much worse, man. With Oshika,
it's been bad.
He's been bad, man. And I know Frazier has not had a camp, and it's a tough situation, but it's like, why not go see what this guy could do at the very least, and just see if it works or not. I would just throw him out there Thursday. Honestly, I would throw him out Thanksgiving.
You got to see something first. Yeah. So if he's in practice and then you're like, oh, look, I can see something from this guy. You see it. Maybe, then throw him out there. But if he's losing battles in practice.
Yeah, well, that's where the coach has to determine.
Yeah, then hell no. You may have to even have him inactive. Like, don't even play him. Like, don't do it.
Yeah.
But you gotta see it. You gotta see it. Do they see the flashes from him? Then you play him. If not, then no.
Yeah.
But you just gotta hope that he is what could save this offensive line for the next 5 games.
It's unfortunate, man, because Frank could have helped a lot, dude. Because the way that Frank helps, it's not just he's just holding down the center spot. He helps the guards too so much. Because we saw for so many years, from 2019 to 2024, right? Frank Ragnow is going to help any guard that's around him. He makes the job so much easier for any of them. We threw out Oshika. Oshika used to be serviceable. But when Oshika has a center of Tristan Cologne and Graham Glasgow, they're not going to help you. He's not going to. Those guys are not going to help like Frank Ragnow did. Those guys have to help they have to help themselves before they can help the left guard or the right guard. Yeah. And like the idea sounded so fun, man, of Frank Ragnow coming back and just seeing what they could do. Because it would have still been bleak, it would have still been hard, but it would have helped a lot for this offensive line. I think Tate Ratledge would start balling out a lot more than we've seen out of him because right now he's on an island. This is a rookie on an island. If you have Frank Ragnow, it's going to be a lot easier for him. His job comes a lot easier with Frank Ragnow. Yeah, and now it's back to kind of square one where we were, this last couple of games.
Yeah, I think everybody would have benefited from it. The running game would have took off even more with Frank Ragnow. The passing game definitely would have taken off better with Frank Ragnow.
Yeah,
I was just like, damn.
It's kind of like what you've seen is what you're gonna get the rest of the way, essentially.
And that's not good. That's not good.
It's not good. Yeah, I mean,
and knowing that, and you still think this team is gonna come out and.
I mean, now that we've talked about it a little bit more, it's like, damn.
Shit, I don't know, man.
It's gonna be tough. I'm not counting them out yet until they're out of it. But maybe that's just me putting the fan goggles on a little bit, and it's tough to count these guys out because I've seen them have success. And it was just like it's not like I saw them have success 5 years ago. It was last year. They were 15-2, and it's like, what could happen? How could things go down so fast? It's gonna be tough, man. They got to dig it out, man. I mean, there's already a lot of question right now. If they don't make the playoffs this year, this is going to be an uncomfortable offseason for everybody, and I don't want to have that conversation right now. So I'm just hoping that they can figure this out.
Wait a minute. You said uncomfortable for everybody. What do you elaborate on that? What do you mean?
I'm not referring to Brad and Stan's jobs.
Okay.
But a lot of these players, like who's going to be out there, and coordinators. Like that's going to be some conversations there.
That conversation could have already happened already, man.
Absolutely. People are gonna have conversations about golf. Like it's gonna be everything. Everyone's gonna have conversations about everyone around this organization. Everything's gonna be a little curious, and there's gonna be, you can't be in the situation where you are right now. So for the Lions' sake, I'm hoping that they're just gonna find a way to get in and see what happens, man. And just see what happens.
I'm just this newsflash, guys. No matter what quarterback we had, right now in this situation, the situation would be no different. And just
I agree with that for the most part.
I don't think a quarterback would be able to save the situation just because how bad it is right now. Right now is bad. That quarterback would probably be able to make a little bit more plays, but they would still be in the same situation. Play calling is bad, guys. Bad play calling. I don't know. I just don't see nothing that can save it.
Well, and I know you don't watch baseball, but people said this about the Tigers this past season. Blew the division very late. They were up all season long, blew the division very late. They played a division rival in the playoffs and knocked them out.
You're saying that we did it to the Bears?
So I'm saying, why not the Lions just go to Lambeau Field in the playoffs in January and just go knock them out?
Because Dan Campbell's calling our plays, man. That's why that's happening.
That is straight delusion and just kind of put something in the air right now.
Because you're playing left guard and we have Dan Campbell calling plays. Yeah, Tyler's playing left guard and Dan Campbell's calling plays.
Yeah,
and we don't have no pass rusher right now other than Aiden, and he's not
playing 800 football recently. Yeah.
Do you got anything else, man? We're an hour in. We answered a lot of questions, and everybody that's out here right now on I'm losing track of taste on a Saturday night, and just out here, just giving us questions, man. We appreciate you guys.
Yeah, I didn't expect it to be this long. I thought we were going to do a little 20-30 minute live on just Ragnow's retirement, and then we got some extra questions, so I don't mind answering some things live. And I think this is our first ever Saturday night live. We don't really do much on Saturday because
we don't.
College football's on, and this is a big college football slate, so I appreciate you guys taking time out of your day and tuning in with us.
And we don't. When last time we did the emergency pod, it's been a minute, but we have a really good turnout. So we're hoping we do more, man. We need to do more emergency pods.
Yeah, our probably last emergency pod was Frank's retirement, the first time.
God damn, it's always Frank. God damn it,
Frank could have had three emergencies if we did one the other day when he came back.
Damn, you're right, man. Shit.
Yeah, so we'll see, man. 3 p.m. here. Where are you from? I don't know how to say your name. You're just a bunch of letters right now.
It's 2MNYKK. 2MNYKK.
3 p.m. What time zone is that?
Oh, he's in Hawaii.
Hawaii.
That's what's his name?
Panay?
Your boy. No, your other boy.
Tavai?
Lottie Tavai, your boy.
That guy is carved out a career, surprisingly.
Yeah, so. Look at him, man. Look at that.
Yeah, he's carved out a career. I live in Illinois, so Bears fan. Oh, man.
Yeah, man. So don't speak on that guy.
That's Pierre's boy. That's actually Pierre's boy. If he was here right now, he would defend him.
No, he probably won it, but I mean, when it happened, that he. Whew.
Yeah. All right. I think that's a wrap. I think that's all we have for you guys today. We'll see you guys later on. And if you guys are new, it looks like we got some new people listening. So if you guys are new, come listen to us. So, I mean, we're live every week on Sundays before the game, an hour before the game, and then right immediately after the game. So come join us then. And then we post all our pods on Apple Podcasts and Spotify at the Pride Podcast, so you can come find us there. If you guys missed a live episode, come join us there. We'll have a Dallas Cowboys preview very soon. And that's pretty much it. So hope you guys all enjoyed it. Like Malcolm said, man, appreciate all you guys coming out and supporting this episode, and just come join us live and chatting it up with us. It's awesome, man. So that's all I have for you guys now. Hope you guys all enjoyed. I'm out, guys. Peace.
All right, y'all. Your boy Malcolm, and everything Tyler said. Yes, we appreciate you guys. All right, and with that being said, man, I'm out. Peace.